Dr. Ben Carson and Donald Trump in a virtual tie for #1, and that's according to the latest poll of Iowa Republicans. When asked who has earned their support, this is the first time since July 26 that an Iowa poll has not shown Donald Trump with a significant lead. Carson is gaining traction fast, with an 81% favorable rating in Iowa. With Mr. Carson and Donald Trump as GOP frontrunners, is this a sign that Americans are fed up with traditional politicians? They really want someone outside of Washington. Joining us now, Steve Moore, Distinguished Fellow at the Heritage Foundation and Fox News contributor. Back with us, Tammy Bruce and Senator Scott Brown. Steve Moore, what do you think?
Yeah, the people don't want career politicians. And by the way, if you look at some of these polls like Michigan and Arizona, what you're seeing is the top three are the two that you just mentioned, Donald Trump and Ben Carson, #3, Carly Fiorina. So the three non-politicians are soaring in the polls, and the reason is there's disgust for Washington, there's disgust for the way Republicans have governed.
You know, Tammy, here's the thing, speaking of what Steve Moore just said. But now you have, Chris Christie trying to be like Trump. He's saying, well, we should get FedEx to track illegal immigrants. You have Scott Walker saying, yeah, we should build a wall with Canada. I mean, is that really what they should be doing? Or should they be going after Donald Trump, taking him on, saying, you know what, single payer for health care is not a good way to go? Saying that, he doesn't like the flat tax or, maybe raising taxes. That's not the way to go. So maybe these should be taking the fight right to Donald Trump.
Well, this is the challenge, isn't it? If you think you can be president of the United States, you should be able to figure out Donald Trump. So this is the brilliance of the primary system. If these men don't know how to handle it or try to fake their way or be the other guy, it tells you that maybe they can't handle things as it comes up with them. And I think that you've also got, of course, these individuals who didn't anticipate this. Right. But being president, of course, requires anticipation, requires being able to move quickly. And so this is what's going to make all of them better candidates. And the person who gets it, somebody like a Carly Fiorina, who isn't fake, we now can tell via Donald Trump and just our 24/7 media who's really being honest with us and who isn't. It's not necessarily, it's not what they're saying, but we can tell if it's an act or if it's not.
Well, that's interesting. Also, Donald Trump is not beholden to super PACs or PACs or donors. He's setting his own agenda, however you agree with it or not, but that's what's going on. Now, you have a message from Donald Trump.
Well, first of all, when you have $10 billion, you can do pretty much
net worth. He doesn't on paper. That's on paper.
It doesn't matter. That's still $10 billion.
It does matter.
He can leverage. He can leverage the $10 billion.
I'm a thousandaire. I don't know.
So when that happens, you can do and say pretty much anything you want, #1. And I've known Chris Christie for a long time, and he actually was, I think, very boisterous like Donald Trump with good ideas before Donald Trump got in the area. And I did speak to Donald. He called me when I was on the previous show, and he said he has a message for Charles. He said he's not doing the 60 Minutes interview, but he is coming on Charles' show to do an interview with him.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, good. We look forward to it.
Charles, so that's the message from the Donald.
Interesting stuff there. Now, Steve Moore, did you see Rich Lowry? He's a conservative writer. He said, enough with the Steve Moore, taking it to you, Rich Lowry saying barstool bombast is not the way to go in any campaign. That's what Donald Trump is doing. What do you make of that?
I think look, I'm one of these people who, like so many Americans, agree fervently with about half of what Donald Trump says, and the other half I think he's crazy on. And the problem as an economist, and you and I have talked about this so many times, we need growth in this country. That should be the primary message of the Republican Party. How do you get growth? Well, you cut tax rates, you have free trade, you have pro-immigration.
But wait a second, Steve, but hang on, but Donald Trump said he is for a single-payer system. It's not a bad idea.
I know.
And he's saying, a flat tax may not be a good idea.
That's exactly my point. So he is basically spreading this message that's being picked up by too many Republicans that the way you win is you say you want tax cuts for the tax increases for the rich, and that you want to go after immigration, and that you want to close America's borders. That's not a pro-growth message. It's not going to win for Republicans.
What do you think, Tammy?
Yeah, look, this is the thing that the other candidates have to do, as you were alluding to. They have to point out what he's been saying, what he's saying now, how it is not conservative. He's running as a populist.
Why don't they do that? What are they afraid of?
Well, they're afraid.
They're going to tweet about him?
They're afraid. And the person
afraid of what?
And look, they're afraid of him going after of Trump going after them. Afraid of the media. Afraid of the voters. Carly Fiorina
afraid of the voters. Scott, seriously, are they afraid of the voters here?
Listen, this isn't over. It's not going to be over till California. It's an early process. Everyone's kind of just getting their feet, as you pointed out. Vacations are over. People are now starting to pay attention. I think there's going to be a lot more action, and a lot of it positive. And here's what I keep going back to: any one of these candidates in the Republican field will make a better president than Hillary Clinton.
Tammy, 5 seconds. seconds.
about
Finish
that.
your point.
Yeah, no, I just think that this is a point where everyone can do well. They can learn their lessons. They've got to point out where he's not a conservative and tell the American people how that's a negative dynamic. That's their job.
For the economy, for the country.